President Trump is in the midst of another battle tonight, not with Iran, not with North Korea, but with a Democrat congresswoman from Florida and the family of a fallen soldier. And tonight we're all standing here as condolence calls to Gold Star families of fallen soldiers has turned into a he said, she said political battle over what the president said. Now, things began Monday when the president said previous presidents had not reached out to all families of fallen soldiers. Former President Obama's cabinet members immediately fired back with some choice words. Then things escalated Tuesday after the president called the widow of a Florida soldier killed in Africa. Democrat Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson says she was with the widow, and she claims the president was disrespectful, telling the soldier's widow, quote, he knew what he signed up for. Well, the president denies the call was disrespectful, and now an all-out war of words has broken out. Chris Hopper is digging deeper into the story tonight, and you actually spoke to a family of one of those four soldiers who was killed in Africa.
Yeah, so with all of this swirling around, Vinny, we wanted to know, did President Donald Trump call the sergeant's family? Dustin Wright is who we're talking about tonight. He's one of the four soldiers, as you mentioned, who were killed during that ambush in Niger, along with the soldier from Florida who we mentioned. He was from Lyons, Georgia, down by Savannah. I spoke to his brother on the phone tonight. Apparently, President Trump called Sergeant Wright's father last night. The brother says President Trump talked to his father on the phone for about 20 minutes. He says it was a private conversation, but he says his father was able to say everything he wanted to the president, and at the end of the call, he felt pretty good about it. This soldier's family did not feel that way about their call with the president. Florida Sergeant LaDavid Johnson was also killed in Niger. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson claims she was there when President Trump called Johnson's widow.
She was crying the whole time, and when she hung up the phone, she looked at me and said, he didn't even remember his name. He was almost like joking. He said, well, I guess you knew something to the fact that he knew what he was getting into when he signed up, but I guess it hurts anyway.
Didn't say what that congresswoman said, didn't say it at all. She knows it. I had a very nice conversation with the woman, with the wife, who sounded like a lovely woman, did not say what the congresswoman said, and most people aren't too surprised to hear that.
You know, Chris, not only a controversy about these calls, but now there's some questions about the actual ambush that took the lives of these four soldiers.
Yeah, so lawmakers are speaking out on this. Specifically, John McCain talked about this today. He doesn't think the White House is being upfront about the attack on the four soldiers in Africa. He says the Pentagon sent a team to Africa to find out what is happening and what actually happened there to these four soldiers. The U.S. says 50 ISIS militants carried out the attack. Lawmakers want to know why they weren't in armored trucks and how Johnson became separated from the group. Still a lot of questions they want answered. Obviously, with four soldiers dead.
Absolutely, and a real important question that needs to be answered.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate it. Now, it's worth pointing out, folks, that there's really a lot going on right now down in Congress. You've got Republicans trying to push through tax reform. There's debate over the Iran nuclear deal, and another bipartisan effort to pass health care reform. So we put a poll question out today. Do you think the debate over the president's calls to fallen soldiers' families is distracting the nation from some bigger issues? And tonight, the majority of you say yes. There you go, 69% saying yes, 31% saying no. You can cast your vote. Just go on to our Facebook page.